Hello. I have a secret to share with you. Don't tell anyone, but I'm actually the LSU Batman. I go to the football games in a purple and gold bat suit and a mask and cheer the Tigers on. But I have something that the comic book Batman doesn't have. Actual superpowers. See, I'm a college student here at LSU, double majoring in chemical engineering and classics, a member of the Honors College, and the sole 2014 recipient of that Honors College's Roger HADFIELD Ogden Leaders Award, which grants up to $5,000 to student-proposed service projects that in some way help the state. I can do things like this because I have a kind of super strength, and I'm willing to bet that several of you here do as well. By a show of hands, who can lift 1 ton? No? How about 22 tons? Maybe not. But who here has a public library card? All those of you who raised your hand, you carry the weight of 35,000 electronic books, which is about 22 tons if they were physical, in your wallet with you every day. Whether you know it or not, your public library card number gives you access to 35,000 electronic books, as well as databases, language learning software, videos, homework help if you need it, and more, all free, all online. And of those of you here with a public library card, who had a hard time getting that first card? Few to none of you, right? That's not the case for many young people in our parish. Historically, many young students have been unable to access these 22 tons of knowledge that you and I can, that educate and empower us and grant us that superpower, that super strength of an education. Today, I want to talk to you about how students in our local public, private, and charter elementary and middle schools now have the same freedom to access those materials that you and I do. They're super strong, they can carry all those books at once, too. And we know that students can use all the help that we can give them. Many public schools across the nation aren't notorious for stellar academic records, and ours are no exception. In fact, of 82 public schools in the parish, 43 received a rating of D or F last year, in part because students at those schools cannot read and perform at grade level. And we need a literate population. Literacy is the key to college education, to employment, and so much more. So how do we help? Well, one way is to increase the resources available to those students. But school libraries can only hold so many books. Books wear out and go out of date. Books are expensive. Another great source of reading material is the public library, but for children, traveling to and from the public library can often be difficult. For many students, their parents work long hours or are unable to take them to the library to check out these books. All right? So, what do we do to help? Well, the answer lies in the public library's wealth of online resources, which can be accessed by anyone, anywhere, on any device with an internet connection, by anyone with a 14-digit library card number. All right? And that's good that there are electronic resources, because if a student were to go to the public library, even if they can get to the public library, they would need a parent to co-sign on to get that first library card, in case a student damages or destroys a book and someone has to pay for it. Parents must co-sign, or a student can't get that first library card, even if they could get to the library. So, online resources, right? These can be accessed anywhere, by any device with an internet connection, smartphones, computers at school, by anyone with a 14-digit library card number. So, if we could somehow volunteer our library's universal materials for educational needs, we could solve the problem. Welcome to the Volumen Project, a bridge that now connects the public library system with schools all around the city. Students can't get to the library to check out books or get the cards, so I bring the cards to them where they are in their schools. Students need a parent to co-sign and assume monetary responsibility if they want to check out physical books, so I bypass that by giving them access only to electronic books, which cannot be destroyed and therefore bear no monetary risk. My project has designed, purchased, and begun to distribute over 9,000 electronic library cards, electronic access library cards to school media centers, research labs, and, most importantly, school libraries around the city. That's an average of 77 of these cards per school. On the front, these 4-inch by 5-inch cards contain one of 4 colorful designs and, more importantly, a 14-digit library card number. On the back, they contain instructions on how to use them, as well as space where school libraries can add them to their inventories. Students can then check them out just like as if they were books, use them at school library computers, at home, at a friend's house, on a smartphone, for a couple of weeks until the cards come back due at the school library. In this way, the cards stay as a permanent resource in the schools, and we don't have to pay to replace them. So, they're a permanent resource. We don't need parental permission. There's no monetary risk for the schools, and best of all, the students get access to all of these resources. How did a project like this come to be? Well, connecting the library system and schools all across the city required connections on all fronts. The public library system showed its full support, and public schools and their librarians were the next on board. I spent the fall semester of 2014 traveling around, promoting the project, meeting with librarians, and encouraging schools to sign up. Once the 9,000 cards came in, we labeled, sorted, and began to distribute them to the schools. They've been in schools for about 2 weeks now, helping children to read wherever they are. The students are checking them out and using them, and I'm excited. I want them to read and to love reading like I did when I was their age. So far, we've reached 73 schools with enrollments totaling 34,500 students. And the best part is, it's a one-time overhead. The only cost of this project was the cost of purchasing the cards, which was taken care of by the $5,000 from the Ogden Leaders Grant. Another plus is that the public library already pays for subscriptions to all these electronic resources that the students are using. So with more people using the resources, you're getting more for your tax dollars. So I have another confession to make. We've reached 73 schools. We've reached 34,501 students. But I'm not actually the Batman. I have the suit, I go to the games, but I have neither billions of dollars nor the power of a major corporation at my back like Bruce Wayne does. This entire project, its planning, promotion, and execution was carried out by a 20-year-old full-time college student with a $5,000 grant. As far as we can tell, this Volumen project is the first project of its kind, the first one to link the old tech of checking something out from a library with the new tech of all these resources that are available online and everywhere. And in the end, the model is simple. It's a project that I hope other cities or other states can and will easily mimic. So in the end, it doesn't have to take money or power. You don't have to be the Batman to solve a problem and help a lot of people. Now Baton Rouge's students have that same super strength that you and I do, and hopefully before long we'll have super strong test scores and a powerful love of reading. So take a minute and think, what could you do with a little bit of money to help a lot of people, be it with education, poverty, wetlands loss, or another issue you care about? I found one, but at the end of the day, my project, it addresses one of these issues, but it still only counts as one. The possibilities are out there, so I challenge you to be strong and to find one. Thank you.